Now, before I get started, I want to show a quick video, about 2 minutes, just kind of, giving you a perspective of the community, the celebration where we bring financial education. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right. So I just want to get everyone to share your thought of this video, and if you can unmute your line a little bit and tell me what you feel. I mean, what's your feeling when you see this video? Maybe ask Elton or Laurel, I see. Right. Anyone want to unmute your line? Just give your thought.
Well, I mean, I see more like family and friends learning and understanding financial literacy.
Awesome. Awesome. Yep.
Through,
Especially
through campaigning and spreading information.
Well, see, look, you pretty much lump sum you pretty much summarized my whole my whole PowerPoint here. That's awesome. See, you see, it's, I mean, like I said before, you already have that that background. You just need that connection, that dot, right? Thank you so much for sharing on that, Alton. Thank you. As you can see right here, we talk about financial literacy, national financial literacy campaign. And, we talk about building a new industry. So what do we mean by that? I mean, when you think about it, finance industry is not something new. I mean, it's been over for many centuries, right? But what we trying to do here is bring forefront of helping people understand first and help them to make an informed decision about their money. Okay. Now, when we talk about informed decision, we talk about, getting understanding of the principle of building a strong financial foundation. And you see this book here, this book print over 1 million copy, and it's also in several languages from Spanish, Chinese, Vietnamese, and as you can see, English. So we're trying to bridge the gap of understanding and with, especially with the language. And this book really put in finance in a very easy to understand. A lot of people shy away from take time to learn about finance because they feel that it's something only few people get to know or get to understand. But this book right here bridged that gap. Now, I want to talk a little about statistic, and especially in this book, talk about two things, right? This version is composed of Canada and also US, but I'm going to focus on the US today, and we talk about the number here. We talk about 79 of Americans feel financial stress, right? Who do you know that feel stressed about money, right? And we talk about more than half live paycheck to paycheck. Who do you know? You look around, who's living to paycheck, waiting for that Friday. And as you guys know, Friday is tomorrow. And a lot of people are very happy on Friday, right? Because why? Because people get paid. All right. And then Monday start all over again. And then we also look at 62% of Americans carry credit card debt. And 37% already pretty much maxed out their credit card. And especially after a major holiday. You know, the major holiday, there tends a spike in spending. Okay. So right now, you know, people feel very little bit tight on their money. So, but then we also look in our country. If you look at it, you know, it's ironic that we live in one of the wealthiest country in the world, but we always have money problem, right? You know, you see people work so hard all their life, but retire poor. We do so much to raise our kids just to see them finish college with a lot of debt, and debt become a way of life. You know, how many people do you know that they have this kind of feeling, right? They stuck in this rut rat, right? It's almost like this, you know, running in this circle, right? You pay your bill, you come back, you make money, you know, you pay your bill, come back, you make money. It's like it's a cycle, right? So see, when it comes to money, we don't have much and we don't know much. Nobody teach us how to manage our money in school. I went through elementary school, high school, and college. You know, it's just lately now what you see, there's a trend of financial literacy awareness to the student. Now they start to make it part of some state. I think Florida is one of the state that make financial literacy course as part of the mandatory for high school student. You know, because again, you know, when this citizen do well, you know what happened to the state? The state will do well too. They will attract more job, they will attract more opportunity, right? So that's why it's very important that financial literacy is part of that curriculum. So then we also look at, you know, we talk about gap in wealth, right? So this gap in wealth is looking back from 1991 to 2021. Now, if you look down here, this purple line, this is the wealth of the 90% of the population is at the bottom, right? So you're talking about the bottom 50, right? It's at the bottom. And then, but you look at the 40% here, in other words, the majority own a minority of the wealth. You know where the top 40% is right here. And then the top 10%. The top 10% pretty much own those top 40% pretty much own most of the wealth. And then you look at the top 10% and the top 1%. But now, you know, I love what Elton was talking about, being entrepreneur, right? Because we have hope. You know, how do the rich continue to grow rich and the poor become even poorer? Then we also look at country that we can say, hey, you know what country can give us a chance, a hope to be part of this group of people? And this is going back to according to Credit Suisse, right, Susie? And we talk about there are a growing number of millionaires, and especially in the United States. If you look at the United States compared to anywhere else around the world, we have almost 22 number of millionaire versus China, versus Japan, Germany, United Kingdom, right? We have a share of 39.1% of a global millionaire. And if you look at the US population, there's almost 9% of the population of the United States are millionaire. All right. So again, this is a very powerful statement. You know, this is why they talk about country of opportunity. You know, I mean, it doesn't matter where you came from around the world, you have a chance here. And now when we talk about number of millionaire, sometimes we think that you got to live in this fancy house, you got to drive this nice car, you got to do all this fancy thing like what you see in the movie. But the actual reality is the people around us are typically, you don't know, it could be your neighbor. They just have a good habit of saving throughout and have a good planning and be consistent and practice over a period of time, right? What do the rich know that the poor do not know? But you know what? One thing that we notice that the poor are getting poorer because what? Bad habit. We believe that habit play a key part, like human behavior, right? Human behavior play a key part of their decision, and that human, if you have that poor decision, it starts to add up, right? We talk about they don't budget, don't plan, right? The key thing is that they don't budget. They don't have financial goal for retirement. Every time I ask someone and said, hey, when do you want to retire? Most people will respond to me, Sam, I want to retire age 65. I say, where do that number come from? Right? I never heard anyone say, Sam, I need 10 million so I can retire. No one gave me a number versus age, right? Because when you think about it, does age matter about retirement? I mean, you see influencer, you see all these different people who really have a successful startup and they could retire, but they still do what they do, right? I mean, Zuckerberg and Elon Musk could retire. All those guys could retire because they have billions and billions of dollars, right? But the actual reality of retirement concept is, to me, is that it rather than an age, it should be dollar amount. It should be dollar amount, right? And then we talk about college education, healthcare, and more. It's very important as we get older, healthcare become a major cause of people worry, concerned about money. They have a very expensive taste. I don't know, you guys heard lately, I think Elton probably heard about it. Apple came up with this Vision Pro thing, where you have this iSet costs almost $4,000. Okay. And they kind of like almost like pretty much the pre-order. I mean, they have to stop the pre-order because everybody was buying it. And this thing costs almost $4,000 to put on your headset. Okay. And it's the first generation. So again, some people, it's the trend thing. So the trend of the group, of the crowd, get people to spend more money. They are living with credit card and debt and liability, and large portion of their income going to interest. Imagine if you was to look at how much you pay your debt and you start to add up all the interest in those debt that you pay each month, it could be up to hundreds and hundreds of dollars. This is what we talk about, that money is really just kind of like fly out from your pocket. Because why? Because when you pay those debt, if you don't pay for attention to those interests, it could add up hundreds and hundreds of dollars in interest that not even contribute to the principal. They don't prepare for emergency fund, right? This is very important. I talked to a good friend of mine. She's my in office neighbor, and this is where I realized is that, you know what? When you have good saving, you talk tall, you walk tall, you talk louder. It's that feeling of confidence, knowing that doesn't matter what happened, you still save, that that you still have money to take care of your bill. They work for a living, they live, we have 7 days, they live 2 days, maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday. And then they get back into that cycle of life again, Monday through Friday, right? They don't have a good knowledge and often not interested into financial matter. When we sometimes talk about financial literacy and help yourself to understand about money, become money mindful of what's going on, they feel that they're not ready. By the time you're ready, it's too late. I don't know when I'm ready, but that's why we start to take that in the forefront. And that's why we say, hey, look, we got to change. We got to change this. And a group of us in a community, like-minded people, come together, and say, hey, look, we believe in financial education. We cannot depend on anyone else. We cannot depend on our employer. We cannot depend on our union, nor our government. It's neither in the hand of your bank or your broker, right? Because when you put trust so much on someone else to take care of your money, sometimes They can do something that is cuckoo, right? I don't know. You guys heard about, you know, Usain Bolt, right? The guy who, he have his manager manage his money for $10 million, and next thing you know, he start to ask for money, and there's no money, right? Because why? Because, oh, you know, I have my advisor doing all this stuff already. Oh, I have this doing all for me already. No, it's your money. You got to know where your money's at and how your money's going. All of us know how to make money. You know, even just, even just to get on the exit ramp, there's a guy standing up waiting to ask for money. You know, I see this guy all the time ask for money. I mean, you can stand outside in the rain and snow and ask for money, and you can make money. In this country, yeah, you can stand. You can make a living. I think there's I think there's a special episode somewhere they did a guy who just stand in a corner and ask for money, and then he go around the corner and he changed to his nice car and got home. And that's his what? Right? This country is make money. But you know what? Save money, accumulate money, and protect money. That's where it's very tough. This is where you need to understand how money works, because a lot of people can make money. Not many people can save money and protect that money. So what we're saying is that, hey, the future is in your hand, right? And that's why we say be educated, be your own money manager. Knowing less can cost more. And the longer you wait, the longer you're going to have to deal with more challenges. Understand how money works, right? Make money work for you. I think, Elton, you probably heard about the 4 quadrant, right? Ultimately, the
Yes,
last, right?
I love the 4 quadrant. That
That's
is
it.
so amazing.
Yep. You know what? You can get to apply this in real life. Once you be part of this campaign, you apply to real life, where the ultimate box of that 4 quadrant is money, making money for you. That is where the best part of really making money. Okay. So now let's talk about foundation. You know, we talk about this is the concept of building a strong foundation when it comes to your family financial foundation. The first layer we talk about is protect what you have. That's the first thing. Protect your health, protect your asset. Second thing, debt management, right? Manage your debt. Don't let debt control you. This is very important. You know, family challenges, family trouble is coming from this part, debt management, where they fight over money, what money we should pay first. Emergency fund, and the last thing is investment. So again, this is how we believe that we should build our financial foundation from the ground up. What we're saying is that, hey, look, it's like a house. You got to have a strong foundation. You got to have a strong pillar to hold whatever's you put on top. All right. So like building a house, you must build it from the ground up. Now, as you know, a lot of people feel very insecure about their money, right? We want them, yes, we understand that, this is where they start off, and we want to move them to more of a financial security, okay? And then ultimately financial independence. Financial independence, the freedom of you to choose to do what you want to do without have to worry about money. Okay. And money is, it's something that you don't have to worry about. And let's talk about what do we mean by having a proper protection. Learn to protect your income. That's the number one thing. What happens if you're not able to go to work? How are you able to bring in your income? Right? This is the number one thing. Protect your income, protect your health and your asset. Second thing, we talk about debt management. Learn to manage debt and become debt-free. Okay. So one of the concepts in our workshop is called debt roll-up. Sometimes they call, different version called snowball effects and all these different, but it's just a way for you to really have a program to work on your debt. Right now, the way debt roll up, I'm not going to go too much into it because I want you guys to attend our workshop, and they go in detail on this. And we do have a workbook to go along, and we even have a website for you to go and plug in your number, and the computer will generate for you and spit out a kind of like a timetable for you. Okay. So this concept is talking about they're focusing on, hey, let's list your balances and then, work from small to the highest balance. We disregard the interest. Don't worry about the interest. We focus more on the balance and then pay everything else minimum, right? Just to make sure that your credits is in good order. But one thing we say, hey, let's audit your expenses. Let's audit your money, how you spend your money, right? Let's audit what's going out. So that way we can see what is it necessary and what is it that we can cut back. Some people can save just simple as $100, right? And you apply that to your first balance. And you can see here, his first minimum maybe $10, but when you have that extra money, apply it to your lowest balance first and add, you can see from a 19-month, you reduce to 2 months. Now, once you finish this first balance, hey, take that balance, move up to the next balance. As you can see, moving from a 38 month to 10 month. So with just extra $100, you can actually reduce your time from 30 years of paying off this debt to 17.5 years. Look at what $100 can do to really dramatically save you time and reduce your debt, right? But what if you can put $200, make some extra income, earn some extra money outside, find a new gig, $400, $500. You can really speed this process up very fast. So a lot of time, people who have debt, they never really spend time to really have a plan to work on how to get out of debt. A lot of time I see is that people just juggle. They pay from one bill to the next bill to the next bill, and it's just kind of like left and right, left and right. So 5 years, 10 years down the road, they still have that bills, right? So again, we encourage them to work with us about those debt. Emergency fund. Learn to build 3 to 6 months of income for emergency. You don't know. A major car repair, home appliances, pink slip, right? I just heard Microsoft lay off another 1,500 people, right? Some of their division, I think gaming division, right? All these different company are really they trimming, and especially AI, new technology. I mean, technology will always gonna be advanced, okay? And all it is doing is make things much more, and then we have to really increase our skill, okay? And last thing is investment. Learn to save and invest. I see a lot of time, most clients come to me, Sam, where can I save my money? Right? I want to invest, I want to do this and do that. So what we do is that we teach people first how to get into a habit of saving, right? Invest, you can have 10,000 now come in and trying to invest, but at the same time, if they don't have a good habit of doing that 10,000 out 2 or 3 months later, they're going to come back. Hey, I need that $10,000. I have emergency fund. I have emergency. Though what happened is that it's going to really affects, it depend on what kind of account they put in. It can also hurt that client because early access can affect them too. So again, when it comes to investment, we say, hey, learn to save first and then invest. What do we mean by that? What we mean is that, hey, saving and investing, assume all of us here, right? I know me, I'm in 30 again. Shopper, we are 30 again. Charlene, we are 30 again, right? So we all here 30. So when you put I'm 30, I'm happy, okay? So again here, we all 30 years old, right? We make about $60,000 and you set aside 10% of that, okay? What 10% like? 10% is about $17 a day. This is about $500 a month. If you just do this consistently for the next 30 years, by the time you're at age 60, and assume that you're putting getting a return about 8% return, this is about $745,000, right? But what if you get a double-digit return, like 10%, okay? And at 10%, you're talking about now you is 1.1 million. You know what? 1.1 million put you in among a millionaire next door, right? You see the saving and investing. Now you're at age 60, right? Now you want to let this money work for you. Okay. So you stop, you don't put any more money, let your retirement nest egg continue to accumulate. This is where we talk about money is making money for you. Okay. So at 8%, your money can double in 9 years, right? Well, Sam, how do you come up with this 9 year thing? Well, there's a concept, a rule of 72, right? You take 72, divide by the interest rate, it will tell you how many years it would take for your money to double. Okay, for your money to double. So if you have an 8%, your money can double in 9 years, right? So 9 years, when you're at age 60, 9 years from that age, you're going to be 69. That's 1.5 million. But what if you can get at 10%? You know what? You don't have to wait until you're age 69. You could be at age 67 and you will double that to 2.3 million, right? This is called compound interest. You know, you hear that a lot. Simple interest, compound interest, how it works. But this rule help you to understand and put it in like a mind frame that oh, okay, this is how compound interest works, right? So you can become financially independent. Now, we talk about when it comes to saving, you know, you got to understand about taxes, how it's going to affect on your income. So we all know, right? This is the beginning of the year. And, you know, some people can't wait to start to do their tax. Some people will just wait until April 14th to do their tax. Okay. And I just got reminded that my corporate tax due is March 15th, right? So I got to do my corporate tax on March 15th. Okay. So again, when saving, you want to consider the facts that tax can have your income. All of us know very well. Tax now. That means you're checking, you're saving, right? And any money you put in this account, when you make money, they tax you. So as you can see, this purple all the way from the front, the middle. When you make money, you put in here, they tax you. When this money grow, they tax you. When you take out, they tax you. Okay? Tax later like annuity 401k. So a lot of time we get to introduce to tax later when you get into the workforce, right? Most of us, I remember myself, I start off with a student checking account, right? Back then was National Bank or something, right? Over there in Avondale State. I don't know, I remember so well, right? Because I couldn't wait to open my first checking account, right? Because you feel like, wow, I got to check. You know, back then we write check, right? So tax later. And this is when you get to the workforce. They start to introduce you 401k, 403b, annuity, IRA, right? So you put money in this account, you don't pay tax on the money, right? It grows tax-free, but when you access this money, you will have to pay tax. And then later on, you know, you get very smart and you start to do research, and people on the YouTube or TV or somewhere talk about tax advantage, right? Oh, Roth IRA. Then people talk about Roth IRA, but there's also another program called life insurance and HSA, right? The money you put in this account, you already pay tax. So it grows tax-free. And then when you access this money for distribution later, you pay no tax. Okay. So I encourage you to really reach out to the person who invites you today to get a copy of this book. And this can go more in detail. So now let's talk about college planning. You know, I was the first one in my family. I am the oldest out of five. And I was the first one to go college. I couldn't get help from my parents because they don't really speak English. None of my cousin been to college. So I just kind of like wing it, so my first college was DeBry, right? A private college here in Decatur, right? I think they shut down that campus now, right? So knowing what to do after high school is more than just paying for higher education. See, sometimes people come to me and say, well, Sam, where can I save money for my kid college education? I say, well, let's do that. Let's get the saving in place. But later when they get to high school or middle school, let's talk about preparation. Let's talk about college preparation. Why? Because it changed so fast. COVID-19, and then, they changed the FAFSA to a different date, different college. You have now going to college, you're not just competing with your peer, you're talking about competing globally. You got international student coming in, trying to get the spot because college only have a certain spot of admission, right? And you have to fight for that. So then we also want to help people understand about tuition and funding option, admission application and essay, right? Career and major choices, and letter of recommendation, transcript, deciding between public, private, local, abroad. What is suitable, affordable to you? Visiting campuses. Why so important, right? Environment matter because you go into the wrong college, you go to a party school, you're going to end up, party more than you go to school, right? So housing, transportation, so much more. This is a very good story because one of the Chopra mentioned that her good friend introduced her to this campaign, and her friend had one daughter, and and we sat down and we talked about preparing her for college, and they said, well, Sam, we already sent in our FAFSA application to the school already. And then by just one tip that we said, hey, once you write a love letter to that admission, count the admission office, and explain, about yourself. She was a single mom, and she's the only daughter. You know what? From that letter, that love letter, she got a full ride scholarship. She got a full ride scholarship, right? Because again, not a lot of people understand that you can ask. And because the people who's giving out money, college have a lot of money. They just don't, if you don't ask for it, they're not going to give it to you until you ask for it, right? So now let's talk about another thing. Some important thing is Social Security. Social Security, when should you claim, right? When should you claim your Social Security? And, I got to really a good understanding about Social Security once, my parent right now, they're in Social Security, my mom, my dad, both my mom and dad, so this is hands-on. What I learned here, I helped my parent. First one was my dad to navigate applying for his Social Security, and then, on top of that for the Medicare, right? And again, taxes on your retirement. My dad was still working, right? And how it affects on his income. So again, I'm not going to go through every feedback from our community, but I just want to share this is from Lottie. He's from San Francisco. He said, you know what? The workshop changed my mindset and attitude towards money. With help from WSB, we create a personal strategy and found out I was way behind in my retirement goal and grossly underprotected. The education and support truly changed my life and saved my family. Now I'm proud to say that I'm on my way to building a strong financial future. The same as me. Before I start this campaign, I have no idea about protection. I am the oldest cousin now, and I have no idea the importance of having a good protection plan and having a good understanding of financial foundation. And now when I start to understand more, I apply to myself. I want to make sure that I am, my family can cry, but they don't have to worry about financially, right? Then we talk about be part of our campaign for financial literacy. I know Elton talked about, his mentor and all stuff, but we have the tool, we have the resource from the book and the workbook to apply, right? When you attend something, one of the things is that, I love to go to gym, and that's the same thing as people watching YouTube and then and hoping they can get fit, right? You got to go out there and use the machine and get in the gym to actually apply those methods to work for you. And we have the tool and we have the resource and we have the community to be a part. We're all around the US and Canada. We have office over 300 center. And we want to change this industry. We want to revolutionize it, right? Transform this industry to more, be more approachable about money. Let's talk about money not become more of a something to shame about, right? Because people feel like money is like taboo something, right? But it's something we should talk about and discuss and open, right? And that's why we have a mission, 30 by 30. What do we mean by that is that we want to educate 30 million family by 2030. And thank you, everyone here and 12 of us on here to be part of this campaign. And I hope that you guys can spread this awareness to as many people you can, you know, and we have workshop. What you see today is the introduction, and we have 7 workshops now because we added a Social Security workshop for workshop 7. So again, I'm one the instructor. We just have a meeting today too, and so again, we learn about saving, learn about increasing your cash flow, learning about insurance, learning about retirement, learning about long-term care, right? So this is the things that you hear, but you get to see it and understand. And the community, right? We are a growing community. That's right now, this is 2022, but right now there is over 84,000 of us on here, like-minded people come together and share our campaign all across different platforms, from school and place of worship. And we have Dr. Amaya. She's a professor at Harvard Law School. And she's one of the lady right now. She's really growing and impacting, especially her Spanish community, right? Place of worship and corporate center and government agency, FBI in Orlando, police academy, friends and family, and online. So we reaching out all across, right? But on top of that, we are community that give back, right? We give back, and we partner with a brand partner with Charity Water. They have a mission to really bring clean water across the globe, right? And the same as us, we have a mission to bring financial education to everyone, right? And I'm from Cambodia, and they even went back, and for us, we have plenty of water, but it's a dirty water, so they built a kind of like a sand filter where the water go through and filter out all the bacteria, right? Again, since mid 2020, WSB, our community, give back even more, 2.4 million. Even the Maui fire, we did a event, and portion of that event go help Maui, right? So again, a new normal. COVID changed a lot of people, and some for the good, some for not so good. I see, yes, technology accelerate faster, but a lot of people, mental challenges become a big thing, right? So when they decide to, hey, what, let's come back to the office, a lot of people start to think twice. And this is where they talk about great resignation, where over multi-million people didn't want to go back, and they resign, right? And people are changing. People are looking for a better future work, and they want freedom. They want flexible and lifestyle, and they want to have a meaning, right? I mean, sometimes we show up for a meeting on Saturday. People think that we can know we love it. It's a people, we eat together. We share common things together, right? So life is too short just work for a living. And on top of that, you guys saw the mission, what we want to do, what we want to achieve, but we also have a platform for you to implement it. And the platform that we have is World Financial Group. It's the fastest growing organization with a diverse business platform in the financial industry. So we can help family from a holistic approach. We don't talk about one product or one solution. We talk about the whole financial foundation, right? So we have incredible track records. Some people, just want to do it part-time. Some just want to come in, pay off their debt, and building a financial future. Myself, I started back in 2014. I was just a guy who was taking picture for a New Year, for the New Year event, right? But I attracted to the environment, the energy. I said, hey, what you guys do here? Well, we help people save money, and we can also make the money. I said, well, that sounds interesting. Can I do something like this too? Right. And that's how I got started. I got started when as a part-time base, Before that, I get off work at 5 o'clock. I stuck in 285 traffic for another hours, right? And then by the time I get home, it's like 6 o'clock. So by the time I get home, I dinner, get ready for some show a little bit and then go to sleep. That was it. That was my life before. And now it's a different life. I love it because I get to control my time much, much more than before. And you're not totally free until you're financially free. At the end, as we come to a close, it's your choice. Today is your choice. You get an option. You get an option to log out of here with the same you or a different you, right? What we say, hey, look, your first step is gotta protect yourself, save yourself, put that oxygen mask on you first, increase your knowledge and make more money when you can, while you can, right? Some of us might have more time than other. Build your future. Start building a business in a growing industry and be your own boss. I never imagined I be my own boss. I never imagined I have my own corporate. It's like now I pay myself W-2 and then hiring assistants and expecting to grow, to expand. And so it's a different feeling, right? Be part of something big. Share the campaign and build an organization across the US and Canada. Make a difference. And that's why our market is not just that's why I talk to the team. I say, look, we got to go out and spread more of our financial literacy of every state. Imagine if we have just one person in 50 states, that's 50 people can really impact many lives out there. Build a great family, create a legacy, and help the less fortunate. People are waiting for your help. And that's the most important thing. So again, join our cause, to fight debt, financial insecurity, and financial illiteracy. And we can, as a group, can educate 30 million family. And, Shabra and I will also put a link on here since we on Zoom for you to do a quick 15-question survey just to help us how we can help each other and build this strong community and make an impact and bring financial education to everyone out there. All right. So I just want to say thank you guys. And I want to bring back to Shabra before we go and see if you have anything to add on.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, well, first of all, I want to thank my family. I was trying to see, I really appreciate you all taking the time out to support me and the campaign of what I feel real passionate about. And I was just seeing there was a few people I see on here, and I just want to say thank you for coming and to see, do you have any thoughts or how you feel about the campaign? Let's see, I spoke with Elton earlier, and I also see Laurel, I see you're on here. And oh, and Corey is on here as well. So thank you all for taking out some time to come on. Let's see who else is on here. I don't know. There's a ZU. I'm not sure who that is. I mean, if there's someone that I missed that's in the family, I see you, Mark. Anyone else in the family that I've missed according to the names that's on the Zoom. Can you unmute yourself and just introduce yourself, or the ones that I've called out if you want to say something, or what you think?
Yes, Shabra.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
yeah, yeah. I'm with you in our team with Sam. Yeah, I've been into this business not quite a year yet, but I see myself grow quick. If we stay focused, because we get a fantastic system. That's what we call GX, and I encourage everybody who just step into this business, go ahead, get your license, and you guys gonna make a lot benefit. And also you guys can help a lot people, a lot family, your community, and you get commission too. And also, we have a great opportunity to learn about financial and how to invest yourself, how to move money around, to get a tax advantage. Like for myself, I moved my fund from 401k into IRA, and then I moved to Roth IRA, which is advantage.
Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity, guys. All right, thank you for letting me share.
Thank you, Bobo. He is one of our campaigners that I got to know and look excited to work beside you as well. Thank you. We also have Charlene. Charlene is another campaigner that I work closely with. Let's see, is there anyone else?
Well, I think maybe that's okay. I think maybe I think I saw Elton a moment ago unmute the line.
Okay.
And I also want to invite everyone to, and we have an opportunity to we talk about community. As you can see here, next couple weeks from now, February 3rd and 4th, there's going to be 6 locations. Like-minded people come together, congregate, and really expand our vision for the future, especially 2024 is, we want to start 2024 in a very meaningful way and impactful way to reach out to more family out there. As you can see, if you are close to any of those areas, just let us know, and we can talk more about it, from Austin to Baltimore to Calgary in Canada, San Francisco, Savannah in Georgia, and Toronto. Some of us going to be in Savannah, myself, Shapra, Charlene, and Bobo, and and Rin. So I encourage you to look into it, because this is a group of people like-minded who want to make an impact and help ourselves and help the family all around us. As you can see in my chat room, the chat, there's a link to a survey. It's basically, let me share the screen a little bit and just showing take us a quick survey. This is kind of like answer 15 questions. Discover how we can mutually assist each other, right? Are you ready to take control of your financial destiny? We believe that everyone deserves to achieve their financial goal. And it's all start with understanding your unique challenges, right? There's certain things that kind of like, create roadblock for us. We just need to know those roadblock that can help improve ourselves. Okay. So without any further ado, I look forward to talk to you, maybe one-on-one, or any question, any feedback. I would love to hear that, and Shapra will help to follow up. And again, I want to thank you everyone, and be safe